to the right. And please watch all the videos from the very beginning, and you will understand all of this. Alright. So, now, start off, of course, we want to do Shift E to open our door. Now, as you can tell, we have a little jetway right here. Now, the question is, how do we use that jetway? Well, we're going to do Control J, jetway. And it will automatically start moving. At some point, it will connect with your aircraft. Alright, so, this is a different plane for once. It has a different startup procedure, so wait, just let me... Okay, here we go. So basically, of course, you want all these on, because now it's actually a passenger plane. Alright, so over here you want to go start, and make sure that these are on. But then, also, these are also all on, alright? And that's all good. So then you want to click APU start, and set this right here to the source of APU. Alright, then you want all of these to be turned on. Not those yet. Panel and beacon lights, those stay on. Then you come over here, so basically this is shift 4. No, this is shift 4, this is shift 5. Shift 5, shift 4. Alright, so over here you can tell it is set to open, as it says engine 2 fuel control switch, open. Basically, when you actually start off, it says cut, so all you want to do is press that, and then the engines will turn on. Flaps it to 0. You want that to be armed because you don't want to start skidding around and everything. So there, that's your starter procedure for jets. I was in control the entire time instead of shift. Alright, so now as you can tell, we have a little bit of a more complicated system over here. Alright, so up here is actually your autopilot, which is a lot simpler to use than in the 172. But before we get to that, we're going to look down here, just kind of identify all of our stuff. Over here, degree indicator, altitude indicator, speed indicator, heading indicator, and here's a vertical speed indicator, which I'll talk about later on our approach. And here's another heading indicator. Here's your engine indicator, which I'll also talk about later. And then it's basically all the same stuff on the right side. Okay, so up here, we have our autopilot. So AP engage, that basically means you engage the autopilot. And then there's only an engage button. If you press it again, it does nothing. You have to press AP disc, which basically means disengage. Press that to turn it off. Over here you have speed, which actually, if you have that on, does, if you go like that, this is still activated for some odd reason. But everything else works in the same way. It's just this kind of is like its own engage and disengage switch. Alright. So Mach and speed is like basically the same thing, as you can tell if you press each on its own. It does its own thing. Alright, so right now we are in, oh yeah, you can tell right here. Okay, so we are in San Jose right now. So what's going to happen? Okay, sure, that works. Okay. So what's going to happen? We gotta, engines are on. We have all that. So now we gotta get into it. So right now we're going to do our first flight in a jet. So let's get back to our cockpit and yeah, let's tune the ground. Tune the ground. Okay, that's not what I'm going to do. I got impatient. Alright, so we're going to go to part straight out, or...
November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70,
yes.
with Alpha, request taxi for takeoff,
November, Charlie, Romeo, Juliet, 70, that is our call sign. Runway, taxi, 2 and hold short, runway 30 right, via taxiway Zulu, Foxtrot, Yankee, Alpha 1, Tower 124.0, when ready. Alright, acknowledge.
Taxi 2 and hold short, runway 30, right, using taxiway
so first thing what we want to do, we're going to fly to San Francisco today. So what's going to happen, we're going to have a, so press that, but do not press this yet. So then, as you can tell, it says like a little 0, or over here, it'll actually say as well right there. So if we put this up, just go like so, just twist your mouse wheel up to increase it. So we're actually going to be cruising at an altitude of about 6,000 feet on today's flight. And then we're going to be flying at a heading that we will see later. And then speed, don't turn that on, as I said. Over here, this is where it shows your speed. So let's just look at that. Keep increasing to about, let's say, yeah, like 195. Alright. Yeah, so just keep it like this. Heading, we'll keep later. And it just became daytime. So since it was the morning, all the panel lights were on, but now, see, all these planes are really fancy and turn off the panel lights automatically when it's bright enough to see on your own. And we have this little jetway here. Oh yeah, so basically now it's already told we already have clearance for pushback. So to go Control J, then you'll see that start to move. Don't worry, Shift E, close the door. Yeah, when you actually do Shift E, it actually takes away the ATC interface. You just want to press the circumflex button. So then we turn on progressive taxi, and we'll actually get this out and Shift B for pushback. Alright. Oh yeah. Right before that, you will also want to disengage your parking brakes, because of course you just taxi faster without your parking brakes. It's a lot easier. So I will see you guys while you're holding short runway 30. Okay, guys, so we're holding short runway 30, right? And first of all, before we actually ask for takeoff clearance, we want to turn on our landing lights. Right over here, it's Shift 4. Yeah, Shift 4. No, Shift 5. I'm sorry, Shift 5. Alright, so then, now that we have that on, we want to tune to the San Jose Tower, request for takeoff clearance, and set our flaps. Just come back to here.
Runway 30, right, ready for takeoff. Touch and go.
Alright, clear for takeoff runway 30 right. Right touch and go approved. We're not going to do touch and go, we just don't have a flight plan right now, because we have to talk about flight plans. So, acknowledge takeoff clearance. Alright. Now on this plane, actually, I will still be right here with you, because we watch the nose view. So, onto the right position. Taxi, just ignore that. Alright, so... that we're here, basically just kind of wait here, and then as you can see, our heading is 303, so we can come over here and set our heading to get this 303. You can watch this little thing right here as it moves, then you go back and forward, but also over here, 303, boom. Then you can set your heading if you want to, set altitude and heading. Alright, so, clear for takeoff, just set this straight, alright. So now we slowly advance our throttle, slowly brakes, and then boom. There we go. Just kind of look down, this down here, speed up. We can, let's kind of fix that. I didn't do the line up very well, so let's take out this, and then once we hit, on jets, you always want to go to maybe 175, because that's like the max speed. A380s, the biggest passenger plane in the world, needs 180 to take off. So yeah, I like going to 180s, 175. So now that we're actually in a jet, we have to actually bring our gear up. So you press G, or if you have actually a specialized button on your joystick, just do that. Alright, so now that we're up, we press this, AP engage, and it will automatically fly us into the air. So yes, it is a lot easier to fly. I'm telling you. So we're cruising at 6,000 feet. Oh yeah, and then you also want to set your speed so that you don't fly too fast. FAA rules actually say you cannot go above 200 knots when you're under 10,000 feet. So we are actually disobeying that rule, which is probably getting arrested, but then again, it's only FSX, so really want to, go ahead and do that, but if you want to be realistic, follow the FAA rules. Yeah, so let's get back ATC, and then at some point we just kind of wait for this to go away, and then we can tune to this San Francisco tower and ask for landing clearance over there. So sometimes you want to fly runway heading for a little bit, but not always. So I'm going to actually take that out and just fly the heading. Oh, because I'm going all the way around this place. I like flying here. You can see all the buildings down there and the trees. Nice. Alright, so we have to fly somewhere in like this direction here, because that's where San Francisco is. I know it's a very short flight, but it's just for our first jet flight. It's really good. Nice. Good morning, California. So, here we go. Seems like 6,000 is maybe a little bit high, so let's maybe take that down to like, yeah, let's say 2,000. Yeah, that's good. Okay, 2,000. There we go. Now we are currently flying. Oh yeah. 5 and just leave our landing lights. No, there's no such thing as takeoff lights. So let's just keep flying this heading of 283. So we're going to land on 28 right, which is actually one of the longest runways in the US. Surprising, fun fact. Okay, so now let's talk about the vertical speed thing down here. So basically, vertical speed is basically, it says it basically, a VS thing out down here. So it's basically vertical speed holds it under. It's basically just tells you how fast you're descending or how fast you're ascending. So basically, a smooth touchdown would be anything from like 0 to 200 feet per minute as your vertical speed. So basically, you don't want to see a number here. Well, you do want to see a number, but if there's no number there, normally when this moves down, it'll show you a number, but when it comes back, it's so precise that it can't show you a number. So let's start our descent down. So let's set it to 500. Let's have a vertical speed of, as you can see right now, we have a vertical speed of 1,800, which means we're going down at 1,800 feet per minute. So we want to maybe bring that to about 1,000. That was babbling too much and we got kind of sidetracked, but oh well. So here we go. So normally you want to be descending at a normal speed of maybe 400 to 1,000 feet per minute, but like 600 to 700 feet per minute would be good for descent in a jet, like so. And as you can tell, the lights were really low. That's just because I was babbling. Okay, we have the radio towers down here. Here we have the Dunbarton Bridge, I believe. They don't have any supports in the middle here, or this little thing is like blocking it, but still, that's gigantic area not to have supports in. So maybe want to keep this altitude for a little bit. And then we can actually just take out the autopilot once we're about 4 miles out, which is fine. 4 miles out is final approach. Jet, so we're going 28 right, which is this way right here. So now what we can actually do, we can take out the speed and control it on our own. Here we go. Alright, so now at this point we actually want to disengage our autopilot and then just control on our own. Alright, here we go. After the complicated part. So now, first of all, you want to bring down your gear. Alright, so the wheels come out. Then you want to set your flaps to 2 because you didn't back when you took off. Alright, next you want to kind of watch the lights. But I like the road. You can too, but high approaches are recommended. And I usually don't do what's recommended, so maybe you shouldn't listen to me when it comes to approaches. Alright. So now that we're getting higher, it's good. Again, remember to use that rudder if there's too much wind. You want to use your rudder when you're across one line, to center yourself on the runway. Make sure you don't straight, because if you land sideways, that's just horrible. No one likes that. Alright, let's slow down. We're going way too fast right now. Oh yeah. Here in jets, you want to go shift slash. Alright, that basically arms your speed brakes, and you can see the speed brakes when we come back. Alright, so now that we're here we want to do flaps 3. Here we go. Flaps 4. I really like the logo. Oh my god, there's a lot of fog all of a sudden. Man, gotta love real world weather. Alright, I'm really low. Alright, here we go. Now watch the vertical speed indicator. 300, 200, something like that. Use the rudder to turn. 400. There, it says 0, which basically means it's so precise.
Bombardier land 70, contact ground on flight at 1.7.
Alright, so now you want to do, press F2 to start your reversers, and we stop really quickly there. Just F2, those are your reversers, so there we go. Alright. Oh! Apparently, we're doing things that were in, there, yes, ground. So, 121.8. Alright, so let's stop to the gate. Flaps. So congratulations, you had done your first flight in a jet, never got to get here, did you? Well, there we go. Let's get out right here. So yeah. Congratulations, you finished your very first flight in a jet. Now this is just the first step in moving up to a 737. Well actually, we're gonna move to a 737 in the next episode. So next episode, yes, we're going to a 737. We're gonna start here at San Francisco. And yeah, excited to do that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of FSX Flight School.